Hello guys, and welcome back to Supreme Ruler 2030. In our last episode, we went ahead and took over the Northern Caucasus, which is its own nation here in the Russian campaign. And now we've been instructed to take over the South Caucasus, which is the Georgia Republic, Azerbaijan, and Armenia. I don't necessarily want to go from one war directly into the next though, especially as we can do some repairing and building up of this region. Even though we have so many foreign forces, almost all Ukrainian here, that would probably gladly help us. I don't want to rush into that because this game has a habit of, once you start a script, it can be on a timer that then just blows everything out of proportions. I think we need to maybe work on our country a little bit before then. Yes, I definitely think I need time to figure some things out. So our uranium usage got a little excessive, letting the AI just fully control building things. I have fixed that. I usually don't make this many missile productions because usually I don't play in modern day where missiles are very important. Usually they're only important for nukes when I'm used to playing in SRU. So what I did is I narrowed down what we're making nuke-wise to literally just 4 Satan MIRV ICBMs, meaning they can't hit across the world anymore, but their resource usage for their damage is much more moderate, and just moving or placing different silos in different places will honestly be good enough. The one we placed is like somewhere over here. This is still good enough to cover the entire Eastern Hemisphere, and maybe reach into the other one? No, maybe not. But cover the entire Eastern Hemisphere. And really, I think that's all we need. The rest of what we're going to make are just actual missiles, and I don't feel like sorting through all this, so I'm just going to let my AI decide what the magic missiles are. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The United Republic has been defeated, eliminated. Kamala has executed DeSantis. That crazy bitch. Yeah, it's gone. I really expected that, to be honest. I hate how this resets. Let's look at the stats of what happened to them. Oh shit! Wow. Okay. So America, the real one, I guess, killed about 1,000 units and lost about 500. Now I don't know if they like just split the American military like into pieces for this, but that is still 1,000 and like 400, 500. Lost between both sides. That is a crazy, incredible amount. I think it's also worth looking at. What the fuck? America has 2 million troops deployed, so does China, so does India. Yet I can't even deploy 1 million. I'm pushing it to deploy this much. I am deploying so many garrisons to try to replicate having the ability to even do this. That's crazy that they can just do that. So I've been letting some time go by, a little curious what the hell the Chinese are doing in my territory, as well as the North Koreans, in response to my war with the North Caucasus. Well, they've been trailing up this railroad, onto this road, into the middle of Siberia? Some of them getting stuck on this road, and then carriers showing up. By the way, AI-controlled carriers covered in planes providing supply support to these units, many of which are still going to where? And look, they've even landed units like down here and started just guarding these towns. What is up here? More than that, the Swiss are spying on little towns like this. I don't understand the AI right now, that's all I'm gonna say. So I'm looking over all these really outdated units I have, because I have so goddamn many. I'd rather just pump out the newest stuff, which is notably better than what I have. So I've gone ahead and put in here most of my outdated AA and RD especially, as well as some anti-tank, recon, tank, and infantry, barely any of the offensive stuff, mostly defensive stuff. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. It'll get me a quick influx of cash, it'll lower maintenance costs, and it'll allow me to replace the exact units that I saw dying on the front in that war with the North Caucasus. All these outdated units that I'm really not even used to having in any of my SRU playthroughs. It'll allow me to get rid of them, replace them. Let's go ahead and accept this. And then I should be able to, and that really lowers the count of my military units. It'll definitely do that. 49 bill, which then I could just go ahead and pay off some of my loans with, because we do have a fair bit of those. Just starting from the bottom of the list, I guess. Repurchase bonds. That's 1. Repurchase bonds. That's 2, and then leaves me with 15 bill. If I find a few more things to sell, I could pay off even more. It would get the needing to repay loans and interest stuff out of the way, and that would be cool if we did that again. I'll also go ahead and do this with some of my planes, and I should be able to do it with some ships as well. Oh my god, especially all this outdated transport shit. This is all still with having my units deployed. So a lot of what I'm selling, the types of units that I'm selling, I actually might and probably do still have more of that are already deployed. This is just me getting stuff that's not deployed. And I believe most of our units were actually deployed, at least most of our just most of our units in general were actually deployed already. Okay, so a little bit of an update. You might notice that it's like way later in the dates now than it just was a moment ago. And it's gonna keep going like this because 2 things happened. Number 1, the world ran out of uranium. I'm not even using the most uranium. In fact, I'm making the most uranium with about 7,000 production. Let me actually slow this down right now. Consumption, as you can see, I'm pretty far down it, despite consuming 50k and only producing 7k being the top producer. That's a problem. So whether importing or not, there just isn't enough uranium in the world, and I'm trying to make things that require uranium. So the second thing that happened was I noticed that Russia in this setting is not very good with money. So I started paying off my bonds and I got rid of a couple of them. I actually had to take more out a little bit, and I've changed a bunch of spendings and fundings around to get myself kind of self-sustaining. I've then gone into this big construction creep. I'm actually going to place some more stuff down, which as of right now is literally only uranium, which takes a long time to build, but we're about to start finishing a whole patch of uranium mines. I'm currently building 46, and I'm going to start building even more. I'm just going to start building uranium like crazy because number 1, we need it, and it's cheaper if we make it than if we buy it. So I'm going to just keep doing that. Not to mention, there's like an infinite market for selling this stuff. It's not the most profitable stuff, but if I look at my inflation, it's only at 5.3%, and I'm actually fighting to keep it at that number. My credit rating is good enough that I can keep taking out all the debt for money I need, and then I still manage to pay it back with good trade days pretty quickly. But there's not going to be any massive progress, at least not for a little bit, while I get this under control in maybe not the best way. I would just go into oil because that's big money, but we can't even sell oil every day. We've just been burning through our stock, hardly even able to make new oil. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is trying to solve, number 1, the uranium resource problem to allow me to make the units that I want to make. After that, I'm going to keep making uranium, and we're just going to try to expand our profits, starting with this sector, because it's such an easy sector to make profit in. Maybe not a lot of profit, but it's guaranteed profit because nobody else makes enough. A lot of the mines and things that I'll be building are out here in the middle of nowhere with little to no supply around. There's this like perfectly placed military base right here. So I'm going to change things up over here a little bit. We are going to get rid of this airfield. Or well, I have to come in here and scrap it. They really hit that button. All right. So I've scrapped it, and now I'm going to go and place an air base. That'll add 0.4 supply. Where is the most supply coming from here? Actually, on the base already. The airfield wasn't generating any supply, and yet it already had 52% supply. I know we have an infrastructure bonus that's probably contributing to this quite largely. So this might actually get up to near 100% with just the air base. It may need 1 supply depot, but ideally I can also get rails coming out from this point, connecting all of these. Now this is already like perfectly connected. That doesn't need any help. Down here, however, could probably benefit from a little bit of rail placement. So first thing to do is connect this up here, and I'm going to just connect it on every angle, even though that doesn't do anything, just because I care about cosmetics a little bit. And then we're going to drag the rail line down here. I know it's incredibly difficult to see. Do my little cosmetic thing. Otherwise, just connect things down. Nice and simple like that. And now that will extend there. This is connected. We haven't built there yet. This is sort of connected, so I'll just kind of leave that be right now. this one hub might not even reach over there that strongly, but I do want to get some amount of efficiency over there. Ideally, I could also do with helping out this spot with that, but because this is like in a center point, I figured I would just like bother. Why not? So more time has passed. This has been like hours IRL. This is not sustainable for uploading daily videos, but here we are. It's April 1st, April Fools, of 2031. So we're in the next year now by a good bit. And I've just been going, but the main thing I wanted to point out was that the Chinese and North Koreans, I don't know how well you can really tell, have decided to park hundreds of units and trap them here in Siberia. I've never seen the AI do anything like this in SRU. So, that's interesting. Even better, they've like sailed their whole navy up here because there's just something over here that they really, really want, and I don't know what it is. There's no theaters or battle zones or anything set over here. They're just dead fucking set on sending units up here, getting them stuck, and then, like, this is it. I don't know why, but it's just how the AI is choosing to break. Oh my god, I'm at 28 mil. Holy crap. Oh wait, money just went up, but I bet I know why. Let me just take out another bond real quick. I keep taking out bonds and then making money and then repaying them over and over again. That one snuck up on me though while I was commentating. That's taken care of now though. Generally, we're doing pretty well when I'm paying attention. We have 64 uranium mines. I know this is no path to like progress, but we can't build any of the naval units that I want or a lot of the other things that I want without this uranium, so I decided to build it. We have 64 mines. We're building another 130. Indie goods, you know, I'm trying to make sure we're spending more than we're making. That sounds weird, I'm sure, but there's a logic to it, I promise. 6.8% inflation, so that's gone up a little bit. And that's pretty much because I've been able to maintain my money more and more. And so I've been spending more and more this whole time, trying to make sure I'm self-sufficient on it. Really just exploiting pretty much everything. Like, I've got hubs setting up so we can exploit basically every single patch of uranium that we have. Except maybe this one. I haven't tried to touch that one yet, and I don't know if I want to. But we're going to end up exploiting most of it, and actually we're not going to have a lot of excess. So that'll make it cheaper to actually use uranium. It'll make sure we can actually build stuff. I forgot how much uranium of the Soviet Union was in Central Asia here, in countries that left Russia after the Soviet Union collapsed. I forgot about that. So we're not actually gonna have as much uranium as I thought we were, but that's fine. There's plenty of other goods that can be used to make money. Oil. I feel like oil is becoming needed more as time goes on, which is actually a good thing. But there's still plenty of demand for other resources. Metal ore is one that keeps becoming an opportunity good, despite the fact that we make such a giant surplus of it. The demand for it is just huge. Metal ore. We produce the most already, and then Ukraine. America consumes the most, and America's consumption is just always going up, 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 up. Coal is surprisingly in demand. Of course, the profits you make off of some of these resources is not really as much as others. Oil is our main moneymaker. Metal ore isn't too bad. To be honest, consumer goods is there. Agriculture has its days. We're actually making money on rubber. On synthesized rubber, we can actually sell it for a very slight profit, which I find really interesting that that's possible. I'm like half tempted to try to go after a source of natural rubber, but I also just don't want to fucking deal with that when I have other war targets I could go for that could still benefit me in some way. But for now, I'm going to continue making my ass load of uranium mines with this extremely long in real life time process. And I'll check back in and let you know how it's going intermittently. One thing that I actually find really, really funny about this playthrough so far is while I do these very long-winded things to get my money and everything better, my credit rating's going up like crazy, my economy's staying pretty well, I'm getting more and more profit every little bit of this that I squeeze out. Every other nation in the world is just running out of money. Like, this is crazy difficult apparently. China's at 23% credit rating. That means they can't take out any more debt. Their inflation has slipped from like -5 to -16% since last I checked. Unemployment 31%. Even America, dude. And that's crazy. 36, 37% credit rating, which means probably they're capped out on debt. All my allies, I'm pretty confident, are going through the same thing. Yeah, like Ukraine's running out of money so quick. Belarus is out of money. Lithuania doesn't have much. North Korea's out of money. pretty much everywhere I look. India, yeah, let's look at like the UK or something. Their economy looks better. Still credit rating going down. Every country in the entire world with no dynamic wars happening, I might add. Literally nobody has gone to war even for a second except for me against one other nation. And yet they're all running out of money. I thought I had it rough for a second, like, oh, Russia has troubles getting their fucking finances under control. What is this? Are you guys just skirmishing at the border? Yeah, quote unquote skirmishing. They're not shooting each other. But everybody, it's not just me. I can't find a single country that is not in the midst of starting to deflate, cap out on debt, and run out of money completely. I am like the only one whose credit rating is going up, income is going up, which makes me wonder how sustainable this is going to be, because a lot of my money is based on selling things to others. But if the whole world runs out of money, will I be able to make money? I could just bum rush the military objectives and then try to just beat the campaign that way. And I was really tempted to, but now I'm actually just so curious as to whether or not I can become financially stable regardless of, or especially if, the whole world runs out of money. Because it's not me, it's not gonna be me. It's just the fact that I need money from others, and that's gonna be what does it. A lot of my uranium mines are finishing now, 104 of them. We're almost making the amount of uranium we use, so that's definitely saving us money on imports. Soon we're gonna have enough to start exporting. I just find this shit so funny, man. And I can't wait to see how this goes. Sure, I could beat militarily the objectives, no problem, especially if I just bum rush it. I just really want to see if I play like a normal human being and actually try to build up my country, what's gonna happen? Well, boys, I have good news. We are now uranium exporters. That's amazing. We are now making, how much? Where is it? 13 million a day off uranium. When I noticed this, we were making 1 mil, so it was supposed to be even funnier, like a whole 1 mil a day. But more and more facilities are finishing, so we're starting to make more and more off of uranium. So we now have a new source of income, and you see it's going up, while covering our production. I'm gonna need to place more of this down now. Again, maybe not the best source of income, but people are buying it. People are paying for it, especially the good old US of A, who is currently holding their current money amount. As long as they have money to buy my shit, we're good. We can turn Russia into some sort of like self-sustaining uranium magnate. Looks like I missed a spot. And so that's what I'm going to aim to do here. Let's go ahead and place some more things down. I haven't really tried to bring supply up here at all, and I might not. We'll find out. Well, I figured at the very least I could at least go ahead here and build a rail connecting, even if I don't go crazy with supply, which again, still, I may not. I'm not sure yet. It wouldn't be too bad to maybe like throw down an air base right here and then like a supply hub. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. That wouldn't cost too much or anything. Where's that? Air base. And then supply. Ah! Can't tell what I'm clicking on with this cursor. Supply depot. Where the fuck am I? Supply depot, and then that'll just connect to all those spots, and that's fine. So that's good. It's also worth mentioning, I haven't really been showing it, but the entire world has been spying on me. So I keep capturing spies. I'm sure I have like a ton of casus belli or something. You know, that's what I think anyway, but apparently I don't. Apparently just towards the individuals that I've been opposing, and then that's pretty much it. I do have some towards others, just not as much as I would have expected with how often I hear a ba-ding and then see spy captured popping up. But I mean, Italy's a good example of, I've caught so many spies from them. 41%. It should be 0. Damn, this debt shit's really starting to hit America now, too. They got 26% credit rating. They were at, well, over 30% last I checked, or something like that. Their inflation's holding for now. China's continuing to run out of money. A lot of time has passed. We're literally on the verge of hitting 2032 with this rate, with how much time I keep skipping in between showing you guys what's happening. Uranium buildings going smoothly. Again, this doesn't really make you the most amount of money, but it's just such an easy thing to exploit. It's getting infrastructure in regions where I can also then go ahead and build more things like coal which is a moneymaker right now, and in some cases other things like metal ore or agriculture and timber. I have some really good trading days where, look at this, timber is making me more money than anything else. Hell, even oil, which I find incredible, but that's just because there's actually not enough buyers for oil. But timber, apparently, there's plenty. And boy, I'm making a hell of a profit off of timber, and I don't have a single timber mill built. This is all just passive income production. And this is with the supply penalties in effect based on loyalty. And I'm sure my loyalties are doing terribly. I haven't even checked them, like, really once. Just click over here. Yeah, 48% loyalty. What's this? Production region reduced due to low loyalty. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't actually, honestly, playing this game, fully understand what's affecting my loyalties. Like, what is it? Is my military approval? Is it my domestic? I have actually no idea, because it doesn't seem to be aligned with either one of these. Even though in an attempt to basically lower my spending, I've gone ahead and lowered a lot of things like healthcare, which you can kind of see in the deaths, I feel like. We're making so many new citizens because we have a fuck ton of births because we're a low GDP country, and Battleground has like set the game up to work like that for some reason. And then we have so much immigration because, well, our social spending is high. And in addition to our social spending being high, everyone else's, like, everything is doing terribly. Look at it. We got more deaths than births in somewhere like Switzerland. Same thing with France, everywhere like that. I'm sure there's mass emigration from somewhere. Like China. Yeah, there's like 10 million people leaving China every day, but because they're so low GDP, their births vastly outweigh their deaths in this new weird balance where Battleground tried to mimic real life, although I don't think they really did it very well. So that exact thing is exactly why we're still gaining population rather rapidly, and it's keeping our inflation stable no matter how much I build, no matter how much I do, at a pretty good point for actually raising the amount of tax income I get over time, albeit it's not going to be keeping up with some other nations if we go just sort by GDP per capita. Yeah, we're at 14K. Look at all the other nations. Oh my god, Palau. The other nations are doing way better than us for GDP. Oh my god, Lithuania has more GDP than we do. They have like 25K. Wow, this is the first time I've seen this happen all game. 2AI formed an alliance. Palau and the Solomon Islands. That's game changing. Oh man, this is so funny. So America's at the point where they're at 19% credit rating. They can't take out any more debt. I don't even know how it's falling. Are they just taking out? Yeah, I think they're just taking out debt at a pace they can't keep up with. They're having partisans for the United Republic that they beat up. Starting to make partisans and fight them. Just like all over the place now, I guess. Back to us. I have just, oh god, so many uranium mines built at this point. It's officially 2032. I think I'm going to start placing some coal mines down on places I've been because it keeps flashing in and out as an opportunity good. Although I've noticed prices everywhere are just kind of like going down. Not just market, but also production. Wonder if that's because people are unable to afford things. Metal ore is an obvious one, so I'm going to have to start building that soon too, probably. Alright guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been recording this one episode for like 5 hours now. It's ridiculous. And the whole world is out of money. I am making not even half the money off of trades now, despite branching off into like more metal ore and coal and all kinds of things. It's just the amount of goods that are being bought is lower because nobody has money. There's like a handful of countries in the world that are actually able to afford anything. So, as of right now, I've managed to supplement my income by just taking out more bonds. I have the credit rating where like I take a bond and the credit rating keeps up. That won't go forever. And without high GDP, there's really no way to change this to make it work better. So we just have to like get on with it now. So I'm gonna invade the Georgia Republic. All right, here we go. Declare war. And I'm gonna put it on normal because I've done like some preparation here, but not a whole lot. What is this? In the midst of escalating conflict with the Georgian Republic, confusion grips its people and government. False narratives involving alleged mistreatment of the small Russian population have been strategically employed to justify our invasion. as we pursue our objectives of expanding our influence and resurrecting the grandeur of the Soviet Union, it is essential to operate covertly, yes, by invading a country, until we have secured substantial territories, becoming an indomitable force that cannot be opposed. Steeped in secrecy and intrigue, the shadows of deception cloak our true intentions, guiding us towards our ultimate ambition. Wow. I think that just basically the entire world has mutual defense treaties with each other right now, because Venezuela and Lithuania have taken offense that I am invading the Georgia Republic, which I find dumb. Either way, these countries don't particularly matter for anything that I'm doing, so this is fine. We're just gonna go in, guns blazing. Now, having been recording this one episode for 5 hours, and it now being well past my bedtime, I have picked the greatest of tactics. I put a lot of advanced units in a big fuck you ball. So let's go say fuck you to Georgia in my delirious state. Oh my god. There's just shit flying everywhere all of a sudden. Don't expect this to be strategic. This is the most excessively I have ever recorded one episode, so we're going to be heavily relying on this AI right now. But, just glancing, AI's doing pretty well. You know, I sent the air here, so the air is supporting, which is good. Everything's loaded up with missiles from the start. There's already a push. We are just slaughtering their units. I don't even need to check, but I can. Oh yeah, Georgia has already lost 39 units and only killed one. The push is going pretty goddamn successfully from the get-go. I don't know where these units are going. They're going to rest, I guess. But I don't even think we really need any help. I don't think I really need to try very much. Quite frankly, I think this is gonna handle itself pretty well. If anything, what we could use is more units just going right down the center, because that's where they have a bunch of units right here that are like stacked up and they don't have a lot of efficiency because they just popped out of a barracks. I mean, this is working out right now too. They don't really have garrisons, at least not many down here. They have some, but the capital's the main thing that matters. So I'm gonna like specifically send units like, hey, go down to the capital. In fact, you can approach from this other side too, depending on what side you're coming from. The push is going swell. The enemies are dying. We've lost a total of 3 units. It's really not bad. A candid bee. I don't even know what a candid bee is, but it doesn't sound like it's one of my frontline units, so I'm not too worried. We took their capital pretty much very easily. So they're dead. We looted in total 1 million from them because they were already broke. They were, oh, and they're dead. Yep. I don't know why it's giving me a help pop-up about cargo capacity now, but I'll go ahead and annex the Georgia Republic. And so we've annexed the Georgia Republic. And so that's pretty much going to be episode 2 or 3, whatever episode this is, right there. We've conquered the Georgia Republic. That's our next country conquered. Next, probably at the start of the next episode, we're going to go for Armenia and Azerbaijan in pretty much one fell swoop. The Ukrainians and Belarusians are coming to help, so that'll make it even easier to just push along. I definitely had recovered my world market opinion, so we could suffer another 2 invasions, really. Pretty much the entire world is out of money, out of credit rating, and falling apart, so I'm probably on a time limit to win this campaign before I join them. Don't know why it's balanced like this, but it is. So, hope you're enjoying. Wish me luck. Let's find out if we can do this before I can't do it anymore. Bye-bye.